I'm Brian McShane, adventure extraordinaire. I've explored the tunnels of Chuck E. Cheese's. I was dishonorably discharged from my father's penis, and every Thursday I buy crickets from the local pet store, only to set them free. I'm into the wild yet again, navigating myself through the lonely sands of the Michigan dunes and its deep surrounding forests. Once again, I am without food, water, or a fortune teller to explain my fate. So sit back and let me take you on a ride, because I am Brian the Adventurer. I'm traversing through one of the watery gates which guard rugged Michigan from settlers of inferior states such as Indiana or the wretched Ohio, but mostly Ohio. Now, modern science will tell us that the glaciers melted to form these lakes, although modern Christians maintain the belief that it's the handprint of God, surrounded by a pool of lies. It's deep enough for me to dive in. You need to be careful, or you can really f*** yourself up.
It's actually quite shallow!
I've always wanted a Baywatch type scene. I'll be ready, I'll be ready. Alright, okay, back to the adventure. This is a ruthless land, not to be confused with West Virginia. The elements here are very extreme, and I have over 30 miles to travel. I need to start immediately. And I'm quite certain there is sand in my rectum. I hope that one day it will make like a clam and turn into a pearl. In my rectum.
With daytime temperatures reaching over 100 degrees and nighttime temperatures falling stiffly at about -5 at some points, this little pretty yellow flower is my only friend.
Although I don't know what it's called, I will use this flower's chemical properties to make an energy tea brought to my attention by the Smokesamo tribe back in '66.
This is called Tinkerbell's deflowering. You can see that the head is wilted in sorrow. Yeah, no, these aren't poisonous. No, it's good.
A decadent blend of Michigan's finest. I made a quick fire to start our boil. The tea must be blended over and over and exposed to heat to unleash the natural qualities of these herbs. Said boiling should also rid this agua water H2O of its parasites and past misfortunes.
This is just great. Right down the gullet.
The effects of this tea hit me very quickly, although I don't feel this is the energy booster I was looking for. I don't know what the f*** just happened, but I am hungry as a beaver deprived of wood, so I am off to collect more water and set some traps to find my din-din.
Out here in this beloved desert, there's really nothing to eat, but it doesn't mean there aren't critters around here that you can't catch and eat. Now, when making something like this, it's important that you get it just high enough up. You want to take your prey and get them completely off the ground. It's going to disorient them just in case you come back. You don't want to come back to a mongoose who's a little bit upset. So I got this right there. Mongoose catching in South Wales.
It's very important that you get them very high. Off the ground. This is cash, mate.
Just like a lasso. I'm gonna leave that right here. Anything that tries to get up in here, it's going up in that tree and then going right down to my belly.
This sand radiates a heat unlike any other. Between the temperature and lugging around all this gear, I've worked up an incredible thirst not only for life, but the source of it. Agua water H2O. The only way to rehydrate with no natural source is through distilling my urine. The idea is to make an area moist, cover with a waterproofing layer to condense the water within to form on the plastic and drop into this abandoned party cup. It may sound disgusting, but the science behind this method has saved many humans lost upon their way in stride for adventure.
Right, time to check on these traps. Really? I can't believe it.
It appears that I have caught a monkey.
We're gonna cut this poor bastard down. Cut the camera.
In the meantime, my natural still should have produced some water, which is more important than food, sleep, or sex. Well, maybe not sex.
Now that I've let this bake a little in the sun, we should have some delicious drinking water.
And there's no way I f***ed this one up.
When it's clean, it's clean. And when I'm right, I'm right. I'm wrong. I've done this incorrectly.
With the day's misfortunes resounding in my mind, I've trekked back to the beach before turning in, to witness true beauty and to bring my spirits up.
Water as far as I can see. This is nice, though. This kind of reminds me when my father took me down to the beach for the first time. That was down in Naples. He died that day. You're not the boss of me, nature!
Whoever said time heals all wounds obviously has never had their father ripped from the grip by a mangy manatee. Sea cow my ass. I need to get back home soon before the sun falls into the water and burns out. It's getting colder.
As the stars come out, my appetite shows its ugly face as well. I shot a rabbit today, 1 year ago. Rose and brought it with me. It's gonna be absolutely delicious.
Hugh Hefner would shake his wrinkly old pimp hand at me if he knew what his favorite student was eating tonight. You have to make the bunny very hot, or else it won't satisfy a growing boy's needs.
What's up now, Doc?
Unfortunately, I couldn't keep the fire burning hot enough, leaving this meal severely undercooked. This is true bravery. I have diarrhea, and I'm attempting to fart. Oh. I'm currently fireside, in the sand, ready for a long night. I firmly affixed my adult-size diapers to my body. Will I have a good night? It all depends. Till next time. Day breaks and I make my early hustle to the forest. I'm moving fast, faster than Stephen Hawking's. He can't hold a match to me. Literally.
After some time walking, we've arrived here at the bottom of this forest. Over this dune, we shall go. At the end of there shall be a lush forest. Salvation will lie. I'm not going to go up over here. A little too steep. The insurance companies have found me uninsurable.
I would have tackled that mountain, but I had a bad experience with a dune yeti years back. My HMO doesn't cover yeti.
Like any good survivor, being an orientationist is the best asset you can have. It's no easy gig trying to walk a straight line in difficult terrain just like this. This is not a forest. In fact, quite similar to that of a mirage. It's near identical to the shithole that I came from. I'm starting to get the idea that this compass doesn't work, and I sent in 12. Read it. 12 proofs of purchase for my Dunkaroos to get this motherfucker.
I've made it to the forest finally, with little energy and no water, and a terrible rash which is debatable between local plant life or our 2-day layover in Miami. It's time to lose some weight and do some exploring.
I had a vision last night, what some might call a dream. The ghost of Charleston Heston visited me and told me that real men don't need guns. We can do things with our bare hands. All we need is 2 hands. Boneset tea was one of the most frequently used home remedies during the 19th century. The men in armies used it to reduce fever, the Alabamas to relieve stomachache, the Creeks for body pain, the Iroquois for fever and colds. And the slapper hose for summoning lightning and rainbows. Ow! I fucking nicked myself with this bloody knife. Hey, off-camera survival expert Navy SEAL Zen Buddhist garden man.
Yeah, name's Andrew.
Right. Mate, do you think I could trouble you for a band-aid, man?
Sure.
Thanks.
Safety's important.
Jesus Christ! My crew has just informed me that we actually have stumbled upon the set of Man vs. Wild, starring Bear Grylls. See, he's over there working his accent.
After I stole a sandwich from Bear's trailer, I had the energy to continue onward.
Although most trees in this forest are quite healthy, some can fall ill. This tree here has grown what we like to call gonorrhea and a bad case of the hazelnut rash.
I needed to regain my focus, so I've decided to take a moment and practice some of the wushu tai chi forms that I learned living in Chen village. The Chen style is all about power and grace, and I can feel it bursting forth from my adventure spirit. On my quest for firewood, I've walked my way into a natural maze. Here there are no sudden twists or turns to mix you up, only your mind, and it's confusing with all things identical. In a way, it's like China.
It's definitely not the place you would like to play pin the tail on the cheetah in.
Hikers got lost in this very same forest in 2008. They spent 3 weeks in turmoil, lost in a sea of redundancy. When found, it was evident that they resorted to prudency, then sexual activity, and eventually impersonating Fred until they all committed suicide.
This is not right.
I'm Brian McShane!
And I don't want to meet their same fates. I need to get back to camp before the sunlight deserts me. After spending almost the entire day in a labyrinth of wood, I can rejoice in knowing them about to set their brothers on fire. This incendiary mound I'm crafting is strictly for warmth. Without any hunting or trapping, tonight I'll go hungrier than anyone in Detroit.
This is difficult.
I believe I'm only a few hours away from my target destination. I've come too far to give in to the trying will of this forest. I've scouted ahead and have found an extreme vertical drop-off. And at the bottom of that drop-off lies a dried stream bed that I can use as an easy street home. Now, in order to safely make my way down this decline, I will employ my rappelling skills I obtained while serving as an extra on ABC's Lost. I never got paid. Maybe the check's in purgatory. Or maybe I'm dead. Holy f***.
I remember doing this as a child. Used to spelunk into the sewer systems. The last time I went this far down was with your mother.
What I'm about to do is very dangerous. One should not attempt this unless you're a professional, like myself.
Alright, well anyways, glad I got out of that way. It's been about 3 hours sweating that one.
I've made my way into the ravine now, and I intend to follow it for as long as it takes to get me out. This is truly a great sign that I'm at the threshold of mankind's home.
Now this river here tells me that civilization should be just around the bend. You can hear a highway. Some people have always had trouble distinguishing a highway from the sound of crashing waves. Similar, but uniquely distinct as individuals.
There must be a freeway nearby, or at worst, a NASCAR track. Either way, this must be the end of my journey.
Let's go home!
It's been most excellent to have you join me. For now, this is Brian the Adventurer, signing off.
Are you f***ing serious?
I'm Brian McShane. Today, I am your captain.
An off-camera survival expert monk wizard. A off-camera survival zen wizard Navy SEAL retiree. Just as nature happens, survival always happens as well, but only if you make do with what you have. I have Tennessee Sour Wash Whiskey, and I've got this.